Today I was getting my picture taken and the photographer or no, the makeup artist was like, "You're really funny." And I was like, "Uh-oh, now I have to be really funny for the rest of the time." And now I'm all in my head and I don't know how to be funny anymore. And I just forgotten everything that I've ever said that's funny. And why am I thinking about it? And I just need to relax, but I don't know how to relax. I've never relaxed in my life. What's going on?
See, this is your brain.
I often, when I'm talking to my mom, especially, I get stuck and I'm like, it was going like, because my brain has already moved way on from what I'm trying to say. My brain is very quick and I can't keep up because I'm slow and lazy.
Yeah, well,
I'm running after her, but I don't like to run.
Yeah. So you do you auditions? I know this is me. Let's. Do you want to do Broadway? I mean, what is it that like? Are you a theater? You were a theater kid.
Yeah, I was a theater kid. I grew up in musical theater. I love musical theater. I love it so much. However, the reason I think I grew up in musical theater and not in comedy is because musical theater is what is available to children. They let you do that. They do it at your middle school, but they don't have a sketch comedy team at most middle schools. Maybe any middle schools. Definitely not my Jewish day school. So I grew up on musical theater. I love musical theater. I still work with a company that does like musical theater training. I don't train with them, but I work for them, social media and logistics and things. But when I was in college, I knew I wanted to get a degree in theater. I didn't audition for colleges, so I didn't go to a BFA program. I was a really academic kid, so I applied to basically top 20 schools in the country and picked one. And I was getting my degree in theater and performance studies from the University of Chicago. And when I was there, this kind of happened when I was a senior in high school. I played Yenta in Fiddler on the Roof, which is a comedic role. And I got to do a voice and people laughed. And I was like, oh my God, I love this so much. I love it the most of anything ever. I'm going to make people laugh. And so that's when I started thinking about comedy. And then when I was in college, I took a lot more improv. When I was in Chicago, so I did Second City Training Center.
What was that like?
So fun.
Oh my gosh.
And like things like that. And then, okay, fine. As I started like doing songwriting classes and things like that, I was still like, maybe I'll do musical theater, maybe I'll do musical theater. I realized that everything I was writing was like comedic. And that's what I wanted to do. I just leaned more into comedy when I was in college. I was not in the improv troupe there or anything like that. I kept doing theater and I love theater, but unfortunately I don't have like the voice that they're looking for in musical theater right now. Maybe in 20 years.
Really? So what?
Yeah. Okay. I'm not. So essentially in theater right now, what's really hot is to have a super high belt. So like, it doesn't sound operatic. It sounds like you're like just singing with your chest voice. So there's
whose voice would we know like that you're?
Gosh, I don't know. That I'm not like.
I mean, whose voice would compare to something that they're looking for?
Well, it's just theater people sound like that, but they just.
Theater. Okay.
Yeah, they can sing really high and it sounds incredible. And I am a contralto, which means my voice is below alto. I am technically a tenor if you actually are looking at like what my vocal part would be. And, they don't write roles for altos anymore, really. If I were to do a show, it would basically have to be something from the 70s or before, because that's when, it was really like the age. Kander and Ebb wrote great musicals for altos. Shout out Kander and Ebb. We're also sponsored by them. I think they're dead.
Well, that would pretty much sum up my sponsorship.
But I mean, I'm not a horrible singer. I sing still. I take vocal lessons, but I'm just not at the top of that game that you really have to be. I'm also not a dancer. So that
means, yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, but theater, you could do drama, or you're not like,
I like drama. I love drama. I would do that. I would 100% do that. But my focus right now is film and television, and like specifically comedic film and television. obviously I'm obsessed with the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel because I am a fast talking Jewish comedian in New York City. So that's like my goal. Speak it into existence, people, is to get on to season 5 of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It's the last season. They're filming until September. So
there's still time. There's still time.
Well, I took my headshots. I specifically took them to get Maisel. Like these are handcrafted to be headshots that the casting director of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel will like.
Yeah,
so
they'll come back with like, this is what I'm seeing.
A spinoff series.
Thank you. And it's going to be when she was young. And that would be you.
I'm too old though.
Well, no, I mean,
I guess I could play 16.
You certainly can.
Yeah, you could definitely play 16.
I
could be Rachel Brosnan's sister, right? Totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Blue eyes. I'd have to put
loosely based on Joan Rivers' life. Joan, she was my everything. I remember being a little kid. My mom was a huge, obviously the Tonight Show, what else was there? I mean, I was a child of like the late 60s, early 70s. And I remember just, sitting on the floor in front of that big old TV and watching Joan on the Tonight Show as a guest and doing her little, in black and white. And I was just like, that's what I want to be.
Yeah. And like, I love Saturday Night Live. Obviously, like that's a huge goal for me.
You are so young. Your possibilities of that are so available.
That has been like my goal for the past couple of years. I'm like, that is what I'm going to do. That is like what I want. That's what I'm going to do.
Have you gotten any information on what you need to do to start preparing for that? Because
improv training and stand up and keeping to do that. So like I'm, doing more improv. I trained at the Pit, the People's Improv Theater. Yeah. Writing. I write. Well, everything on my TikTok is writing. I wrote all of that. I have an hour or 45-minute one woman show that I've done. Probably going to start working on another one in a few months when I'm ready. And then I'm also sort of starting to like court a sketch troupe that I want to join. So working on doing some stuff with them, doing some more collaborative work on TikTok and also putting that maybe on YouTube, starting with that. And then eventually, like, if you get representation and you're funny enough and you're around in the city, you can get noticed by Lorne Michaels. And then
your TikTok,
you get an audition.
Your TikTok is going to be what's going to get you, get those doors open for you.
Well, obviously. That's what happened. Like, if you've been watching SNL this season, the Please Don't Destroy guys, like they started on TikTok. I mean, their dads are producers at SNL, but they were putting out content on TikTok. So it's not impossible, except for maybe it is, because I don't know, maybe it's just nepotism babies and I get nothing.
I know a lot of people who's, have been trying for SNL for years. And now I feel like they've aged out. And it's sad that, and you're so young, you still have years to try.
I'm a character actor. I do voices. I'm working on doing more impressions now, which was something I was very scared of for a long time. But I'm getting closer to it. I'm a good mimic. If somebody does an accent, I can repeat it back to them.
Well, you also speak how many languages?
I speak 4 languages.
Yeah. So I can't even speak one.
That's what really helps with being able, like, pronunciation with different accents, because I know them in my voice. Like I can already say the way that things sound, especially like soft vowels are really hard for people, but like in Spanish, all the vowels are soft. And then in Hebrew, all the consonants are pretty soft. So like having just like the differentiation between like duh and the, I don't know if you can hear it through the microphone, but.
So the Pit has helped, like there's that packet that SNL wants you to have all that stuff ready.
Well, I mean, it used to be like, what was it? Gosh, UCB in New York, or Groundlings in LA, or Second City in Chicago, but now UCB doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I just signed up for a class at the Pit. I start the end of this month. I'm taking an advanced comedy class that I have
to wait because they're not doing improv 4 this month, so I don't know. So I had to keep
I'm doing
grading.
it over Zoom. It's an
Yeah.
advanced comedy class.
Yeah, I like doing it there. And I did because I did improv 1 and 2 in Chicago and then improv 3 at the Pit. And then I waited a couple months because I was like having to do other stuff. And now I have to wait until they offer improv 4 because they don't offer it as often, obviously, because it's a more advanced class.
They're
Anyways,
crazy strict though. I just got the email from them. They said if I miss more than one class, I'm kicked out of the class, no refund.
I missed one, but there were people who definitely missed more than one in mine, but I don't know. Maybe it's
maybe
person.
I don't know. Huh?
Maybe it depends on the teacher as well.
Yeah.
Who's your teacher? No, I don't care. I don't know them.
It's Christina Cello. I've seen her before because she features for a lot of headliners. So I've seen her at the Carlson more than once. But yeah, I'm excited to take that. It's an advanced class. So they said they wanted a tape in my bio before I could even get into it, but they never asked. So I don't think they give a shit really.
Why do I look like a vampire? I'm see-through. Am I transparent? Am I fully?
No, I think your lighting looks really good.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't have that. I'm just sitting here in squalor.
In front of a dumpster.
In front of a dumpster, which pretty much sums it all up, Lauren, did you have any questions for her?
Just so you know, I just spilled my water showing you that light. So I'm a mess.
Do you need to clean it up?
No.
Okay, fine.
Water dries by itself.
And it'll also take the dust with it. So
I don't know that that's true, but okay.
It will. It will suck the dust all up.
Maybe I'll dust. I don't have like a duster. What am I going to use? Like a washcloth that I already.
Is your mom staying with you?
No.
No.
My grandma's coming too.
Oh.
Shout out to my grandma. We're sponsored by her.
How long is your family staying?
Like 2 days.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. I kind of thought it was longer than that, but it's not. So, okay. And it's just my mom and my grandma. My dad's not coming.
I was going to fill you in on this. Alexa is looking for an apartment and she is going to end up in Brooklyn. So Manhattan is not.
Yeah, but that makes the most sense for her, I think, to be in Brooklyn.
So she found a roommate on Facebook, Gypsies.
Yeah.
New York City Gypsies. And they are currently looking in Brooklyn. So I thought, I really love your area, but it's it's not doable because of her jobs.
Don't tell me where I live.
No, but you're up there in Manhattan somewhere, but Alexa's going to be, somewhere over there in Brooklyn. So I mean, it's big enough. Over there. But yeah.
Where was I today? I was in the Bronx today.
Oh, is that where you did your photo shoot?
It wasn't. I just had to transit through the Bronx over to the West Side. Whatever. I live on the Upper East Side. Nobody cares. No one's going to try to find my apartment.
No one's going to find you. You're safe. I mean,
everyone's going to find you.
No one's going to find you.
I have 155 stalkers already. That's not true. No one has literally ever taken interest in knowing my personal details.
Lauren, do we have any stupid news?
Yeah, we have a few news stories here.
Okay. This is the part where we do our stupid news. And that's how my podcast started, with just doing stupid news. So I try to keep that in.
Okay.
So we can start with one that I sent you earlier. So a woman gets trapped, and this I think went viral. So a woman gets trapped in a cruise ship water slide, suspended over the ocean.
Solid.
So she was in a loop thing that goes from the deck of a cruise ship down, and it curves around back into the cruise ship. And she didn't get enough momentum going to keep going through the corkscrew.
Isn't there supposed to be water in there to propel you forward?
It was like a plumbing, how when you look under the plumbing, and I don't even know how the water would get like that. It was like a big U shape. But here's the funny thing about me is I do a joke about being so fat that I get stuck in water slides. And this woman actually got stuck, not because she was fat. but that's like was one of my fears.